Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Coco Bros. We have been taking a extended break for health reasons on Eli, but we're back. We are back with another one, baby.
That's
We
right.
uh we have attempted to connect and record. It's just we've just had a lot of issues going on technically and physically. So, well, I had the physical issues. Just want to let all of our 5 listeners know I had shingles.
Whoa, you don't got to tell everybody. That's gross. They might catch it.
Sh- Having shingles is one thing, but when they prescribe you herpes medicine to get rid of it, that's another thing.
So
So,
what you're saying is you had genital herpes all over your body.
all over, baby. Just got to stop my wild ways. Um,
And we
but yeah,
should
no,
say that was just a joke. He doesn't have genital
no,
herpes
yeah, I
all over
don't.
his body.
Yeah, let's keep that. I mean, unconfirmed. But I do. But I did have the shingles, the shingles, and apparently that's for old people. But you know, weak immune systems, stress, those can all those can all contribute. I had been sick since January with who knows what, and then I got the shingles. But anyways, I'm back, and here we are. So what we were hoping to do today is we have been taking a long time on this journey for Mission Impossible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double up on our last 2 movies: Mission Impossible 6, Fallout, and then Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1, which came out last July. But we're gonna I figure we talk about that, talk about some of our favorite parts, short and sweet, and then wrap this saga up until the next Mission Impossible comes out. So, uh, so briefly, our actors are the same. Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. We have Ilsa Faust, who we talked about in the 5th one, and Vanessa Kirby as well. Um, oh, sorry, yeah, these are in the 5th one, and then we had Henry Cavill and Bassett, Alec Baldwin, all joining our screen time here. Um, and and also Ving Rhames as always, right, my man. So we'll see many of these same characters in both the 6th and 7th movie. The 6th, we just kind of put this out there. We have Lane. What's his first name? Solomon, right?
Solomon. Yep.
Solomon Lane. In the 6th one, we're trying to. Well, we didn't really. We know he's incarcerated, but it turns out people are bargaining for him using atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, right? And it's all part of a big scheme that the now discovered syndicate is going to use to destroy the world. Foiled once again because of our man Ethan and his team. And then the 7th takes us kind of back into this. Apparently, there's more syndicate people and there's more issues, but now we're facing AI, right? So, Eli, can you just give us a couple of your favorite scenes in the 6th one? It doesn't have to be crazy, but let's hear what you got. Thoughts?
See, we took so long, and now I don't know what my favorite scenes are. So
Because
I
I don't
mean,
remember the
this
movie.
is because I don't remember the movie. Let's see here. So John Lark, right? So there's a fundamentalist named John Lark that they're after. Um, because they end up getting into that fight in the bathroom. Yeah. See, you see how I
uh,
have to ask these questions to refreshify my memory.
they track down a man who they think at the time is John Lark. Yes.
Right, that little Asian dude that freaking works them over. Um,
Right.
but
Yeah.
the thing but it's such a good fight scene between that little Asian dude and then uh, Ethan Hunt and what was his name in there? Not
It was August Walker,
Henry Cavill. Well, Walker. Yeah. So
Agent Walker.
between those three, and like I said, man, that little dude works them over. But it's so funny because they're trying to scan his face to make a mask,
Mm-hmm.
and they finally knock him out, and they get him into a stall. And as they're trying to do this thing, a bunch of drunk dudes walk in, and they and so they see they see are 3 sets of feet in this stall, and so they start going over and start making kissing noises or whatever, kind of mocking them. But then now they have to get into a fight with them. Um, And you know what? I think I totally messed that up again, right? Because I think he wakes up after that because they aren't able to get the scan, and then he works them over.
Yeah.
But then
Well, yeah.
Ilsa
So
ends up
they had
shooting
a little
him.
tiff, and I think what happened was Henry Cavill knocked him out with the suitcase, which had the mask making
Yeah,
stuff
and
in it.
he damaged the computer,
Yeah.
and so it wasn't scanning very well. Right,
So
right.
the guy
But
regained
anyway,
consciousness, and then they got into it.
yeah, that's right.
However,
But yeah, no,
however,
that
the
fight
sequel. I
scene
mean,
though.
yeah. However it went, it
Yeah,
was
so it was
awesome.
just the fight scene. Yes. No, but one thing that I liked about it though is that Henry Cavill is so much bigger than those two, and it just I don't know. I love that he just towered over the both of them. However, again, that little guy just man, he just worked them over both until he got shot in the head, of course, by Ilsa,
Right.
who appeared out of nowhere and dun dun dun, we don't know why. So another mystery unfolds right in front of you. So
That's it was a surprise. Yeah. Yeah, Ethan couldn't believe his eyes, that she was there. But had she not been, they'd have been dead. And that
yeah,
mission would have definitely been impossible. Because it'd have been
I
over.
see what you.
But yeah, no, I agree. That fight scene was sick. I think I heard it took. They actually filmed that over the course of several weeks because they kept doing it over and over again to make sure that they got it right. And I think I saw a thing where they just said like it was tiring. Like you imagine doing that
Dude,
over and over again. Yeah, for sure.
and I think we had talked about this, but like,
Oh
how
yeah, the guys on
irritated
set.
would you be? Oh my gosh, having to rebuild that thing over and over. Like, okay, guys, come on, let's get this
Guys,
correct
we need
before we.
another bathroom stat. Yeah.
Right. But
No, I
maybe I
agree.
guess that's
Phenomenal.
job security. I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. I just changed
That's
my
right.
word to absolutely.
Ah.
Oh, show. Uh, so okay, great. Um, any other parts that maybe you remember that were cool?
No, that's really my favorite part in there. Um, besides at the end, because if I remember correctly here, Angela Bassett's in this one, right? Because she's the one that um, told them that Walker was going to be joining them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Henry Cavill, she was like, "Oh no, I'm sending my own agent with you guys," because just like what the freak is his name? Who was the
Alec
director?
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, because he didn't like them, when he came into the series. And then,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to shut you guys down. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, I think we need them. So it was almost
Right.
like the same thing was starting with her. No, you guys
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
you guys are, you run a loose ship. You guys are out doing whatever you want. Nobody's keeping tabs on you. So I'm going to send my own agent with you guys. Um, and then by the very end, it comes out that, you know, Walker, Cavill, is John Lark. And they had to set up this whole thing just so that she would see and believe that, oh, I had a double agent this whole time and I sent him with, with the people that I said that are bad, but it
Yeah.
kind of ends up falling back on her. So I thought that little twist was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was cool. I think overall, like I think the kind of the spanning thing there was just all this deception, all this trickery going on in the movie, which is cool. And it's cool because from our perspective, when you're watching it, you have zero clue that Henry Cavill's this John Lark guy, right? I think
Right.
we get it early on that he's a jerk and he's definitely probably a bad guy, but you don't realize that he is John Lark. He is the fundamentalist working so closely with Lane, and he seems to, and it's crazy because he does seem to go along with all the stuff that Ethan wants to do. Like he's really hesitant, but he's like, "Fine, we'll do this." But the whole time, I mean, really, he's playing into it, and it's really to draw Ethan out, and he uses them. Yeah, there was just a lot of cool parts. That fighting scene was awesome. Um, I think among that would be the end. So they've gone to this remote village up in the mountains, and what they discover is that they have these bombs that they're going to plant up there, release all these toxins into this water source that covers this whole region. And this is Solomon Lane's whole thing, the syndicate's thing for the greater good of the earth, right? We gotta eliminate some of these people, have a renewing, kind of like Thanos, right? and
Yeah. Just not as cool.
just not as cool, and no stones. He didn't have the stones he did.
They have the stones to
Anyway,
do it.
yeah, but what's cool is so there's all these chase scenes, right? There's a big chase. We're going on these wild chase, these goose chases, um, which there's a lot of cool stuff, and I'm not going to mention all of it. But we get up to this village, and what's cool is that we introduce or reintroduce Michelle Monaghan, right? Was that her name?
That's right. Yeah.
This was one who played Julia, his basically his
Jules.
wife from before, Jules, right? He was married to. Because that life was too dangerous and she wasn't about that life, she's moved on. But Solomon Lane, I mean, he brought her and her new beau or whatever he is to this village. So it's just like all these mind games, right? So now the
As,
stakes,
as doctors doing like humanitarian stuff, humanitarian work.
right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. But the stakes have been risen, right? I mean, now it's like not only is Ethan Hunt trying to save this village and these people here, it's now Julia, who he loves so much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Dun, dun, dun.
and her new husband, Jamie from Yellowstone.
That creeps me out, man.
He is creepy, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was okay. So the point is they're up there, and I just thought, man, this is the culmination of all the stuff building up. They're trying to disarm these bombs. He's on a chase in a helicopter after Henry Cavill to get the detonator because you need all these three pieces at the same time to really, disengage the bombs or disarm them. And anyway, so I love the chase. I think that's one of my favorite scenes, this chase, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. Now we say we only had, it's one of those things in the movies, right? Oh, we only got 3 minutes, but clearly it's a 15-minute scene. So something happened. But it's like they're trying to disarm bombs. Solomon Lane's fighting Simon Pegg and Rebecca Ferguson, right? So
That's right.
they're fighting over here. Simon Pegg's getting hung by a rope. She's fighting him. He's punching her in the head. So you got this wild fight over here. Luther's over there trying to disarm this bomb, and then you got Ethan chasing down Henry Cavill in these helicopters. They crash in the mountain, and this is one of the cool scenes, right? Now they're gonna fight, right? This is the boss fight, and I just thought that was one. I'd be super scared because Henry Cavill's scary in that movie, and I think it was also that mustache that really scared me too.
What? Come on. I think there was a squirrel living in
No,
there.
he looked great. He just made him look meaner. But anyways, when
mustaches don't make anybody look meaner.
Wario, he probably wouldn't look as mean without it.
Mario maybe, because his went up.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So, but I think that is the leading up and that final scene is just like one of my absolute favorites in that whole movie. Especially the way that they're hanging on the cliff fighting, and there's that winch hook, right, from the helicopter, pulls down Henry Cavill by the face, dead. So all in time to save the thing, and the thing is they wait until the very last second to snip those wires.
Yeah, they do.
And it's only going to work if Homeboy's deactivated the what do you call it, detonator, right? So very cool, very long way to say that scene was so tight. And how Tom Cruise got on the helicopter. There was a cargo thing hanging, and he climbed up that all the way up to the helicopter. Do you remember that?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
So,
but one thing I do like about the, having to defuse that bomb, Luther, I like that they had Michelle Monaghan actually have a part in that. And it wasn't just like, oh, she's here. I have to save, make sure that this thing goes right so that she doesn't get hurt. But that they actually utilized her. She went over and helped Luther. Okay, what do you need me to do? So I don't know. I liked that they did that. They included her in that, and it wasn't just like, oh look, these two are here, and then they kind of moved them away. And okay, now you guys have to save them.
This is kind of sappy, but I do love, because we saw in the third one. If you remember in the third one, Luther kept telling Ethan, like, bro, guys in our line of work, we don't settle down, right? We don't do that. And you can see over these several years, he likes Julia. He loves her even, because of how much he loves Ethan. So
Yeah.
the familiarity in that conversation, right? How is
Yeah.
he? Yeah, he's good. It's just like, I don't know. He could have been like, "Hey, what's up?" But it's just like it shows what we didn't see. What we don't see over these many years is that some sort of relationship has developed among all these people, right?
Right.
And they know her, and he knows them, or she knows them. Sorry. So, yeah, that's also, to your point. That's just a really cool thing to see.
Yeah. So those were a couple of our favorite scenes that we remember
That's right.
from the sixth one, and now we'll do the first installment of the last installment.
The
Impossible. Dead Reckoning Part 1. There we go.
Yes. So,
Allow myself to introduce myself. Jeez.
uh,
Oh, man. All right. Okay. So now we've moved on. So, like we talked about, in the last film, they were able to disarm those bombs from detonating and keeping the poison from being put into the water system and everything else. And that was pretty intense, right? Building up to that, and then once they got it all done, it was awesome. We kind of moved on from there, and where we end up now is we still have Vanessa Kirby in this one. And she is known as the what? I keep wanting to call her the White Widow, but
it is the White Widow.
Is it the White Widow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Certainly not
White
the Black
Widow. Yes. So, well, no, she's not. But that would be a good fight between those two. We still have Tom Cruise, obviously, Ving Rhames in this one. Rebecca Ferguson. We have Haley Atwell being introduced in this one as Grace.
Agent Carter.
Yeah, that's right. That's who she is. I don't like Agent Carter, but she's a good actress. I do like her. Palm Clementif. Do you like her? She's played Mantis in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, she's all right. She's cool. She's cool, I guess.
I think she's a good actress. I think she.
Do you? Is she?
I've only seen her in Guardians, and then I saw her in that horrible movie, Thunder Force. Was it Thunder Force? The one with Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer, where they become superheroes.
Yeah.
I think it was called Thunder Force. But anyway, but she's in that, and she was one of the villains, and she actually did a really good job. And now she plays another villain in this, and again, I think she did well. I think she's a good actress myself. But one guy that they did introduce in this one, and he's the main character, is Isai Morales. He plays a character named Gabriel. And Gabriel in this, I honestly, I can't 100% say what he is or what his powers really are and why he has them. But he's kind of this, I don't know. I feel like calling him an entity, some type of entity that has some kind of special power and kind of makes people see things. I don't know. How would you describe him?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Because the thing is, in the movie right now, what we're facing up against is no mere mortal, but AI, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. What is Gabriel's role? If anything, he just seems kind of like he's the right-hand man to the computer, I just what and that's the thing. It's like, was he real or was he not? That's what I was having at first. I was like, what is he? A robot?
That's what I didn't understand. But also, what makes me feel like, oh, he was real was because there seems to be some flashbacks there, almost like there was a relationship with them.
Yes, there was. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. There was what's his name? Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Apparently there was some. Here's the thing I don't care for is that now they're introducing a past conflict that we have no idea about, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so they're introducing this conflict that happened many moons ago, and apparently that's his connection to Gabriel. So for story's sake, I mean, they throw that in there so we have some sort of connection. But to me, I'm just like, I already know Ethan Hunt. I know everything about him. So there's nothing that. So now you're telling me this backstory, and I'm like, don't remember that.
And he never once mentioned Gabriel.
That's right. Yeah,
Why would he not tell me about him?
yeah. This seems like a far stretch, you know.
Well, no, it was good. And the movie starts off with a submarine, right? And there's this where there are two keys, right? Because there's two keys. They need both of them to. I can't even remember what they need both of them for, to arm something.
Well,
because that's what always happens in these movies is someone wants to blow something up and you either need codes or keys.
That's right. The AI thing that they are after is that what it's called, the entity?
I don't know. That's just what I wanted to call him. I was just calling Gabriel an entity. Like I have no idea.
I was thinking about that actual because the key. So the whole thing about that submarine is on that on that submarine is this powerful AI. That's where it's housed, right?
Right.
The keys are to access it. Both keys. And if you remember in that first scene, they are then taken out by some phantom submarine, right? They're getting attacked, but not really.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out
which kind of confused me when I was watching it because I was like,
yeah,
they blew themselves out. I don't understand.
Yeah. So anyways, but that's what's happening, right? So we have this powerful AI computer that was in Russian hands, but now is, well, as far as we know, it went down with this sub. No one knows where. But the keys, which I don't quite understand, the keys apparently made it out. So we're chasing down keys here in this movie, right? How did
maybe Gabriel threw them out there.
Maybe.
And then decided to go look for them.
Or maybe did the bodies float up and they were wearing the keys? You know what's crazy is that this is the last Mission Impossible movie I watched, and I don't remember anything. Let's
sorry to all you listeners.
Let's talk about what we do remember and what we do like.
I was going to start off with this. I remember Gabriel from La Bamba. If you guys ever remember that, watched that movie. It was the Richie Valens story, starring Lou Diamond Phillips. But he was the older brother, George, and he was kind of a drunk and kind of a screw up. But the only other movie I had seen him in is Rapa Nui. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Yeah.
It's about Easter Island and the Moai heads and all that other stuff. But he was in that. So I was super surprised when he was in this because
we haven't seen him in a hot minute.
I think, dude, yeah, probably like 30 years. And then he showed up and I was like, oh, this guy looks familiar. And when I found out that it was him, that was, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. But in this film, in Mission Impossible, I thought he did a really good job. I thought he played this mysterious character very well.
Yeah, mysterious is a great.
I do like that he was pretty powerful.
And so this is where I go to.
Yeah, but I do like that he had that kind of powerful.
So that's what makes us think. So either he was directed and led by the AI, controlled by it, because he knew everything. He was able to get anywhere. You know,
right?
How do you and actually, I feel like this mission might be impossible because I'm having a hard time understanding how you take down a computer that's literally in everything. And in the movie, if you remember, Ving Rhames had a dip. Was it him? I think he had to dip because he was like, "Look, I'm gonna try to hack this thing, but it's like I got to be off the grid. I got to be in a sandbox. I have to be on a device that the AI cannot access." Right? How do you do it? You know?
Right.
So
I don't know. All I know is they can't do it with these things that you made me buy to use my Ethernet.
This video is not sponsored by TP-Link.
I think it's sponsored by that foot massager in the background.
Bro.
But no, when you say, you don't know if the AI is controlling him or making him do those things, I want to say that there was a part where it was almost like he was re-energizing or something. There was something where it
Oh, but
seemed
also,
like he was,
but there was this thing where,
and
well, you remember, but
so I
also
don't know.
there was,
I
I feel
think
like
you
there was
might
a
be
scene in the
right.
airport where like they couldn't see him, like he was straight up invisible. Right.
Yes, they kept seeing his reflection, but he wasn't anywhere specific. Yeah, they couldn't see him on the
Yeah,
cameras. They
I
couldn't
don't
see
know,
him.
dude.
You know.
Yeah, but let me
Yes,
tell you
you're
about
right.
one of the
All
worst
right.
parts
All
in that movie
right.
was when Ilsa
Okay.
Faust got killed. Rest in peace, baby. I have this. I'm like, I'm what?
Sweet,
I'm
sweet baby.
like rooting for
What?
Ethan Hunt and Ilsa Faust, but it's forbidden love, never meant to be. But that's okay. Maybe things will work out with Haley Atwell.
It's true. Mm. She's already with
Always and
Steve
forever.
Rogers, buddy. So
Did you know Haley Atwell was in
nice.
Cinderella, 2015 Cinderella? With you know what? I watched.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, we watched it the other day for the first time.
The one with
Haley
Lily
Atwell
James.
played her real mother, who died at the beginning. So, I mean, she was short lived in the film, but she was blonde. And Asher was like, "Hey, isn't that's what's her face from Captain America?" I was like, "No, it's not,
No.
because she's ugly. Haley Atwell's beautiful." Apparently, it was her. So, before all the facial reconstruction, I don't know. It was funny. I was
Did
barely
you just
watching
not
it. The
like her
kids
with
were
the
watching
blonde
it. I
hair?
was like, that ain't her. But then I guess it was her. So I'm gonna have to look back. Anyways, I was like, oh wait, it is.
And then you went,
But no,
that is
I
her.
liked Haley Atwell's role in this movie, but I didn't at the same time. I thought she was kind of annoying. Um, kind of a baby, kind of a big baby. You
Yeah,
got
she's
this
kind of a
lady who's a
baby.
renowned
I
criminal
thought
throughout the
she's kind
world,
of
right?
whiny.
You know,
Yeah.
but she's kind of a baby when it came down to the nitty gritty, getting things done, and having to choose to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Really the greedy.
Ooh, the nitty gritty.
Yeah. So, but okay, let's talk about
Yeah.
ultimately the coolest parts on there. I would say there's that chase through, where are they? Italy, and then Palm, what's her bucket? Oh, because the other thing is, on the other hand, not only do you have them trying to chase down these people, these bad guys, right? They're trying to figure out what's going on, but then you have that fool Jasper Briggs. He played Wingham. He was, so you have this other set of government, whatever, chasing down these special agents or special forces trying to chase down Ethan Hunt, right? And it's the same story over and over. Ethan Hunt is a traitor to this country. He needs to be taken down. Him and his crew, right? So I can't think of anything more frustrating than trying to do a job and having someone else trying to chase you, the whole time. I would hate that crap. So you got that going on in the movie. But anyway, so not only is he running from these guys, these special forces or whatever, trying to take him down, he's running away from Palm, what's her bucket, when she gets in that SWAT vehicle. And anyways, so that's a cool chase. Because on top of that, Haley
Yeah.
Atwell and Ethan Hunt are handcuffed, right? So that was entertaining to watch, that whole thing try to take place. And she drives like a grandma, and he wasn't having it. So they had to do a little swoopy swappies. So I did enjoy that part. And then, any other thoughts before I get to the really cool part? Yeah,
Who?
yeah.
Well, who's the
Shea
guy you
Wingham,
mentioned? Wingham?
right? That's the agent Wingham who's trying to bring him down. So I think the focus is on him and this other guy, Degas. They're working together to. I mean, they had a team, but then a bunch of them died.
Let's see. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. See, I thought you were
So
talking
he
about that
was the
Denlinger guy. Carrie Elwes
he
is
was the new
character.
deputy director of the
That's
CIA.
who I thought you were talking
right?
about at first.
And then he ended up.
Right.
Turns out he was trying to get in bed with the AI too, right? Because of all the great things that can happen. That didn't last long. I like him too. He's a fun guy.
I like Carrie Elwes. I like him.
Fun guy. So,
Fun guy.
but all right, let's just get to the real deal. The train, bro. The train has absolutely got to be the coolest scene.
Yeah.
So the train's going. the people are on the train. They have Haley Atwell is pretending to be the White Widow because the person she's meeting with doesn't know. Oh no, she had the thing on, right? She had a mask. Yes. What I don't care for is that Haley Atwell and the
Yeah.
White Widow are absolutely different sizes for sure in real life. So while I have a mask, you've also grown 4 inches and you now wear a size 14. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just it's that's one. So when they do it with the guys, it's like, all right, I'm gonna try to believe it. But that I was like,
But what you're saying is you don't
no, that's
like
not true.
girls with big feet.
Just joking. Okay, I don't know what that was about. But any Hoosiers, Eli. So all this action's happening on the train. Grace is pretending to be the White Widow, meeting with a guy. The White Widow's on the train as well, but what we didn't know is you also have Carrie Elwes. He's meeting with someone on the train. Anyways, all these key players are meeting on the train, including our guy Kittredge. Kittredge, yeah, he's on the train too. It's just this whole it's just a big party, right? Everyone's getting on this thing, and this train's about to blow it up, right? It's about to go off a cliff. I'm trying to remember. Tom Cruise either missed the train for some reason or something, but now he's playing catch up and he's on that motorcycle. And Simon Pegg's trying to direct him to it, and it's so funny because he's like, "Dude, where am I going?" He's like, "Just keep going." Anyways, finally, he's like, "Yes, you will run into the train eventually." But what he doesn't tell him is that it's down there in the valley, and he's on this high mountain, right? So that was like such a cool part. I think when he drove off that cliff, because as usual, it indeed was Tom Cruise doing the stunt. We watched the behind the scenes thing where they talked about how they did it. They built this giant ramp out there and did it a million times. Used CGI to make it look like a natural rock formation that he was riding off of. But that was him. That was him, man, going off that cliff. Right. So cool.
Dude, and just that what did they say? It
was
trained for that stunt for like a year or something like that before they actually
man really put in the
there.
Work,
No, that was impressive. Yeah. Well, no, and the fact that he does it, and then he's like, "Oh, I think I could do it better, so let's do it again."
That's so cool.
And I think does it over and over,
Right. One of the things that we've seen or that we've
committed. That man is committed.
Is that Tom Cruise often he'll do his own stunts because in many cases he thinks he can do it better. Which I think either you're nuts or you're just extremely confident. That's right. The stunt community is like, okay,
excuse us,
whatever. So, anyways, but yeah, my man.
Except for Jackie Chan.
Remember Rumble in the Bronx when he broke his ankle and still did, and he was a big rubber shoe over his cast.
Oh,
dude,
and
he's the freaking.
They had that rubber shoe.
I guess that was one thing we didn't mention in the sixth one. You're in that chase scene. Tom Cruise is always running, right? He's always running constantly, and he's jumping from one building to the other. Kind of misses it, hangs up, but he did break his ankle in that scene. He did. So. Comes.
Oh, did he?
Oh. Correct.
So he's not invincible, cool, is what you're telling me.
So, anyways, so that leaves us.
All right.
He got away. Ethan Hunt, he did get away. Hopefully, setting up for the next movie. We'll see what happens. We'll see where our friends are. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
I would. Where would you rate these two films?
Heck. What would you? Let's see here. I give them both a 9. 9 out of 10.
A 9? I can do that. I'm sorry, I had to take my headphones off. They just died, of course. But can you still hear me? Yes. All right. No, I agree with a 9. I would. You know what? I actually liked 6 a little bit better than 7. I think part of that had to do with how whiny Grace was. but also how they left it. Yes, I understand it's supposed to be a cliffhanger and set up for the next film, but I don't know. But I agree. But I do agree with the nines. So I think 9 coconuts out of 10
Yeah,
is
agreed.
a
Okay.
is a good
Well,
rating for
cool.
both those films.
Well, that wraps up the Mission
So,
Impossible saga. Oh, I did see something that was funny. It was like, there's 7 of these films. I'm starting to think that those missions are possible.
right? Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
They're indeed possible. So,
They indeed are
but no,
possible.
good fun.
No, but that's good. But no, to everyone who actually does listen to us, thank you for hanging in there and
Yeah,
bearing with us while we try to crank these things out, or
yeah,
lack of the cranking because we took forever. But we'll definitely have other films to go over and
yeah,
discuss.
for
But
sure. Hey,
thanks
thanks,
for
and
hanging in there
love to see you
for
next
the
time.
Mission Impossible series.
All right, take care.
All right, see ya.